morning and welcome to the latest edition of Tom Talk Live. The Durham report says Tom Talk Live is not a hoax edition. I want to thank today's sponsor, Sussex County Community College, located in Newton, New Jersey. The college is a gem amidst rolling hills and lush forests. The college is an accredited, comprehensive two-year community college that sits on 167 beautiful acres with 3 ponds and 12 academic buildings. Sussex delivers over 38 programs designed to transfer to 4-year institutions and 31 career and technical programs intended for students to enter the workforce directly to support the region's economic prosperity. For more details on how to start here and go anywhere, go to sussex.edu today. On May 5th, we had a modified version of our Clean Communities event, and on Saturday, May 6th, we had free paper shredding and our bulk waste curbside collection. An additional clean-up portion of Neighbors Helping Neighbors will be pushed to October 7th. Recognized volunteer groups are eligible for a $300 grant to participate. Contact the DPW for more details. On Monday, May 29th, we have our annual Memorial Day Parade on Spring Street and ceremony at Memory Park. Parade starts at 10 a.m. and will be followed by the Remembrance Ceremony at the park. Saturday, June 3rd, is the tentative pool opening for weekends only until June 23rd. Save gas and time and take advantage of the only municipal pool in the county free for Newton residents. Saturday, June 10th, is Little Miss and Miss Newton contest at Town Hall and the Newton Day festivities on Spring Street. Join us in the evening at Memory Park for games, food, music, and fireworks. Free concerts under the stars at Memory Park July 8th with Hoi Polloi and August 12th with Whiskey Crossings. Free movie nights at Memory Park, July 21st, Puss in Boots, and August 25th, Super Pets. National Night Out at Memory Park on August 1st, and Taste of Newton in Central Plaza on September 11th. Other updates. Work will be starting soon on renovations to our kiddie pool. Stay tuned for more details. In the last episode of Tom Talk Live, we had the construction manager responsible for the new Starbucks, Chipotle, and Panera Bread on Route 206. And also the work being done at Water Street Lofts. Almost 600 of you have signed up for the waiting list for 100 luxury apartments. Outstanding. Today, we continue our shameless quest for high ratings, social media influence, and numerous Chamber of Commerce awards for myself and Kimberly by interviewing the individual responsible for the new Culinary Institute at the McGuire Technical Center at Sussex County Community College. Let's welcome Martin Kester, supervisor of the Culinary Institute to Tom Talk Live. Great to have you on our program. Big crowd.
Thank you very much for having me, Tom.
Big crowd. All right, it's 2 people. Okay.
That's perfect.
Top 10 questions. Here we go. Tell us exactly what you do for a living.
I am the program coordinator of the Culinary Institute here at Sussex County Community College. So we have a physical building with 3 spaces in it that are lecture lab spaces for our students. We have an instructional kitchen for up to 16 students that get the same exact instructional experience. Right behind me is our restaurant kitchen. This one's designed for students to rotate to the various stations. And then behind the camera, we have a dining room that we'll have open to the public, where our hotel restaurant management students will have their hands-on experience running a restaurant and a bake shop open to the public.
Great. And how long have you been in this current position?
This is my 5th year with the college and this program. Prior to coming into this new facility this year, we were operating out of Camp Najeta in Stillwater and working in a very remote location.
Tell us about your education. I'm curious. What was your training and how did you become?
So I went to the Culinary Institute of America and graduated there in 2003. After that, I came home to New Jersey to work in New Jersey restaurants. I had an ambitious goal to work in some of the finest restaurants in the state. And fortunately, I was part of the opening team of 3 of those landmark restaurants in New Jersey and, kind of set me up for the path to open this.
Now, when I was little, I'm doing Star Wars and that. Like, are you doing like the kitchen set? Are you doing like what are you doing?
Star Wars
like, how did
too.
you come to have that desire, that passion for all things culinary?
My parents were not wonderful cooks, but they loved to eat out. So at a very young age, I fell in love with restaurants. And my dad is a very jovial guy, so he was friends with the owner of any restaurant that we went into, and we got kind of special attention. I literally built my first restaurant in my yard with sticks and logs when I was like 7 years old, and the neighbor was not very pleased with us, but I was selling raisins and whatever my mom stocked the cabinets with. So I learned service at a very young age.
So, how did your upbringing impact the choices you made with your education and career?
Like I said, I fell in love with restaurants from a very early age. My parents loved to dine out. That was a big influence. They were also very service oriented, outside of work. They had a lot of kind of public engagement things that they did. They also loved to entertain people at the house. So I kind of just really enjoyed that convivial environment and always being surrounded by good food.
If you could go back in time and give advice to the 20-something version of yourself, what advice would you give and why?
To be patient. All things come with time. I'm very uneasy when things are unsettled or in development. It gives me angst, but at the end of the day, everything kind of comes together as you plan, whether you worry about it or not. So all I can do is just keep working one foot in front of the other and continue.
What do you consider to be your greatest career achievement?
I've been, like I said, a part of 3 really auspicious openings of restaurants in New Jersey that were, received 4-star ratings from the Star Ledger, and the New York Times was highly rated as well. But I would say this project, this is the one that I've been from its inception, the actual idea and bringing it to fruition. I would definitely say this is the thing that I'm most proud of.
If I could give you a do-over, what would be the one project, life decision, or choice you made that you would do over, and why?
With every construction project, there's always things that happen in hindsight that you're like, oh God, I wish I picked up on that during the process. It could be something as simple as where a floor drain is located, and then you spend the next 6 years trying to mop water into a floor drain that's uphill or pitched the wrong way, and things like that.
What was the most challenging experience you went through in your life, and how did you persevere?
When I was 16, we lost my mom. That was a very trying experience, especially for a teenage kid. But with each milestone that you hit in life, that wound is kind of refreshed. But with the support of my family, the family that I grew up with, but also my wife and my children, we kind of try to do as much things we can to preserve her memory, and I hope she's watching.
I'm sure she is. If aliens landed in front of you and in exchange for anything you desired, offered you any position on their planet, what would you want and why?
I would probably want something nature-based, or nature television show or something like that, like going to remote locales, seeing interesting things. I think that would be something that would be kind of fulfilling.
If you had to be shipwrecked on an island, but all your human needs, clean air, food, Fiji water, triple bay sinks, Restaurant Depot gift cards were taken care of, what 2 items would you want to have with you and why?
Probably music, just to enliven the scene that we have going on there, and my family.
Okay. Favorite cartoon?
Oh boy. Probably for my daughter, Bluey. It's all kind of Australian based. It's pretty hysterical, even if it's for an adult.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oof. Yeah, that's...
Come on.
I would probably have to say pizza's the one thing that always come back to, but
interesting. Yes. Okay. Favorite movie?
Pulp Fiction. Just the way that the storyline loops and loops and loops around. I think it's every time you watch it, you pick up a different nuance. You're like, wow, it's almost a different movie every time you see it.
Favorite superhero?
It's probably Batman. He's got the best toys. Yeah.
Favorite band?
Sublime. When I first got my license, that was the big album. Every time I hear it in the car, it brings me right back to getting my license immediately.
And last but not least, our Tom Talk 10 question number 11. Tell us what you love about the town of Newton.
I think it's just a great small town feel, but the town's also very ambitious with their planning and the events that they put on. I think it's incredible. There's almost always something going on, and it really engages the community. I think that's a great model for all towns.
Great. All right, tell us more about this space and what you're currently using it for, what your ambition is, big plans. So turn it over to you.
Okay. So right now, for the last 4 years, because we didn't have a restaurant, we were selling 3-course meals to go to the public. Those sold out incredibly quick. We've raised almost over $15,000 for student scholarships. All the funds from those meals went straight to scholarships. We also are offering workshops that we do for the public on Friday nights. So anybody from the public can come in and take a random cooking course. We change the topic every single week. We've run 20. We're going to run 20 of those this year, and all of them sold out and have been very well received. So we're definitely going to be extending that into the future. And then next year, we're going to be opening our restaurant to the public. We're going to start with dinners on Thursday evenings and lunches on Fridays. Our baking and pastry program is also going to be operating a bake shop on Friday mornings. You can come in and get baked goods and barista-style coffee service. And then, we'll be doing a number of special events on top of that for the public, guest chef dinners and things like that. We have a great partnership with our agriculture and horticulture program at the college. So they have a greenhouse on the main campus that they're growing some herbs and microgreens and stuff like that for us. But they also have a plot of land out at the Sage Farm project down the road in partnership with the Food Shed Alliance, where they'll be, growing vegetables and stuff like that for us on an ongoing basis growing into the future. So we're very excited to have that partnership with them.
And is the goal for the restaurant to be open every night or every,
No.
what's kind of the long-term goal on the restaurant in terms of timing or availability for the public?
So we want this to remain, strictly an instructional experience. So we're only going to be open for reservations on Thursdays and Fridays. With the scheduling and the space that we have, this facility will be running with classes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday as it is. So, just squeezing in 2 days of restaurant operations is pretty much kind of our max.
Anything weekend plans, events?
Yeah, I think that's probably when we'll do our special event dinners and stuff like that. Again, is we're gonna do what we can handle and grow into everything that's possible.
Cool. All right, thank you, Chef, for being a good sport and legendary guest on Tom Talk Live. That's a wrap, everyone. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for further updates on Town of Newton events, happenings, and more. Rousseau out.